gotta introduce myself. And I don't usually do this. This is Doc, aka Ube Lashley, aka Rob Pan Dan, aka your host. And I made that short today because I got too many people to talk to. And since I'm a gentleman, I'm gonna introduce from New York. I always go from New York, from the Buffalo region. She is an artist. She is the resident Max Caster appreciator. She is the light skin for the win. Nubian queen. I introduce the world to this Caribbean queen, Denisha.
Okay, you know what? I can't be mad at that. I feel the love. I feel the love.
Following her, we have from the rough and tumble city of Chicago, or Chicago, what have you. We have a man after my own heart. We have a little dog lover. Not that way.
Thank you.
He takes the bite of a hot dog right in the middle. He loves him. He loves him some sushi. He loves him some barbecue. He loves smoked meat and fire. We got ourselves the Titanic Tamago Eater. We got SPF. Noted the second best writer of professional wrestling in his family. We got Sean Flynn.
Evening, everybody. I was kind of hoping that we'd all get a introduction that made us think of a Billy Ocean song, but silly.
Oh, you put me on the spot, and you know it's gonna happen. But it is what it is. And speaking of it is what it is, I mean, I skeet so much they call me Billy Ocean. But get low. And you know, okay. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. And you know, suddenly life has new meaning to me. We got from the Pacific Northwest, the man who went to Japan and came back with a beard. This guy, he represents the dragon system like one Rainmaker, and that's why I'm gonna call him the Stainmaker. We got here Take KZ, and that's KZ like the wrestler KZ. I know everybody gets confused about how to say his screen name, but he explained it to me. How you doing, Taylor?
Good. Thanks for having me back, Doc.
Yeah. I could have gone with the tailor-made man. I could have gone with Tim the Toolman Taylor. But, you know, it happens. Eventually.
I'll take it.
and on this splendid week, we're gathered here. Now I sound like a preacher. And welcome to the congregation. We are here to talk about a good week for a certain all elite company. And I think I'll go through each of the things of like what we saw, because like it was all in weekend. We had Super Card of Honor, which ruled. There's one match on there I would love to talk about. We got the news of like I think they announced almost 30K for the building, so I think that's cool. But this sounds a little bit, you know, elementary school, middle school. But so, how did you guys spend your all-in weekend? because I went to the Backstreet Boys concert at the Sphere, and that was a treat for the eyes.
Oh,
Um, and I sang every song. If you go on our Discord, you can hear me murder everybody. You can hear me murder larger than life. I want it that way because I love Backstreet Boys. I also love NSYNC. I know people will say like, if you love Backstreet Boys more than NSYNC, that's wrong. But I love both equally. So, but my question is, how do you guys spend your weekend?
oof. How did I spend my weekend? Okay, so up north we are dealing with a heat wave. You have to know something about people from like certain parts of New York. We are not built for this heat. Like, yeah, so we're not doing much of anything. Which all I literally did after hanging out with my partner of 12 years, I went home, hid in my room, had the fan going, had the miniature air conditioning going, and just sat there and watched All In and got a little bit tipsy. So I might have gotten a little bit more emotional for certain matches than I meant to, but hey, pay-per-view weekend.
Hey, that's good. That's good. Getting overheated on the weekend. I
Oh yeah,
can I can understand that.
not in a fun
My
way, but moving on.
How about you guys? What'd you guys do?
Saturday was actually my grandma's birthday, so I did not watch All In live.
Oh,
I did that. I went down to the Bremerton waterfront and then saw Superman. Stayed up till like 4 a.m. watching Dragon Gate Kobe World, and so I circled back at the very end of the weekend on Sunday. Got caught up on All In.
That's nice. How old is Granny there?
She is 88.
Ooh, lucky
oh,
age. I do hope to make it to my 80s, but I don't have high hopes for that. But
wow.
hey, it, sometimes I think like, how old do I really want to be? Do I want to be like 80 years old and I'm shuffling? I mean, I'm already shuffling around, but like, do I want to be 80 years old and like be a dried up husk and like everybody that I loved is dead? Or should I die quick and well, I'm already halfway there, so maybe I'll just run out the clock.
This got existentialist very quickly.
You said this was going to be a happy episode.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah. Hey, I, I do think that there are things to be happy about. Um, I I thought that the wrestling this weekend was pretty fun. Um, since I mentioned that at the top, one of the things that I really liked was Super Card of Honor. The way that building looked was pretty cool. I know like people kind of like say smaller buildings means like makes it look more, how you say, like second rate, but like the way they set up the buildings, the way they film the building, the way the building is mic'd. Sometimes smaller buildings just have a better feel for them, especially for this kind of pro wrestling.
Hmm.
And like Bandito and Takeshita didn't treat this like a small opportunity. They treated it like they were in like the big stadium. They were like throwing everything out there, and I I am a big fan of those two. Um, I'm a proponent of both of the styles they represent, and I part of what I like about AEW is the different kinds of styles of guys that they push on push on TV, because I like having that variety. Because Bandito, Takeshita, Hangman, even MJF, the Young Bucks, Swerve, Osprey, Moxley, Claudio, like all these guys, none of them wrestle the same, and I think that's pretty cool. Um,
Hmm.
but sometimes with wrestling, you get like, okay, this is the house style, this is how everybody wrestles, and there is kind of a house style with AEW, but it's more like a vibe than a style. Um, and like it was nice to see some guys show out this weekend.
Yeah, I thought that was my favorite match stateside was Bandito Takeshita. I thought that was incredible.
Yeah. I know a lot of people don't watch Dragon Gate. And people don't know about like Tanahashi doing like outside shows and outside dates. So this weekend he kind of did work. He did work a Dragon Gate show, Kobe World. It's sort of their big show of the year, and he actually passed down his high fly flow to a wrestler named Yuki Yoshioka. I think you'd find him attractive because he is, you know, Dragon Gate will always push the most attractive guy or the guy with the best body. It's always when you look at the top guys in Dragon Gate, it's always abs, tan, nice hair. I don't think they've ever had like a bald be the ace of the company. Ricochet had hair when he was the Dream Gate
Yeah.
champ.
Not much, but it was still hanging on.
Yeah,
It was still there.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bleach blonde faux hawk at the time.
Oh yeah, that is right. Yeah.
You know, and I like have this like theory. He had he not bleached his hair, he probably would have kept that hair, as fleeting as it was. But yeah, I'm a I hope that eventually he gets a wig, because I think that would be cool. He just shows up with like long hair and it looks real because it's like one of those, you know, they have different As a bald man, I've done my wig research, even though I know I'm never gonna wear a wig. But there's levels to wigs. There's human hair, there's synthetic hair. And I can't wear wigs because my head gets too hot in them. I don't know how people wear them, but I think it's cool. I mean, the lady wrestlers wear wigs for the most part. So
Yeah, but there's like a whole. It's way too intricate. So for them, it's like, hey, God bless. But honestly, the one thing I would love for Ricochet to do, since he's already kind of cosplaying anyway, because his ring coat is pretty much a knockoff Admiral One Piece coat. So I want him to come in one day wearing a wig that you would have for a cosplay.
yeah.
No, because he did that. He did that during was it the Jericho Cruise? Evidently, somebody had a wig from Soul Eater or whatever, and he actually wrestled part of a match in that wig.
Oh gosh, yeah, that would be cool. I like
He would do that.
Yeah, he would. I mean, he's a big animator. I would love to see him in an All Might wig, you know, like the little bunny ears. Because he wore like that little All Might costume when he did one of those Blood Money shows. So.
Oh God.
Like, or even like, you know, what else is weird? You know, it'd be cool if he had like one day he just wrestled as Kakashi. I think that'd be fun. With the
yeah.
As I'm talking about Japanese anime stuff, I guess I should like talk about like, you know, the Big Show, not Paul White. I do love talking about the Big Show though. He's a really nice guy. He's a really big guy. One time when I met him like at a SummerSlam Fan Fest, I did the picture where he chokes me, and it's one of my favorite prized possessions. And so when I think about stuff I liked from the show, I'll think about the opening because like truth be told, I didn't watch every match. But if I want to go in chronological order, I did watch the opening match that they posted on their YouTube. One of them. I didn't watch the whole 0 hour. I only watched the big conglomeration versus the Don Callis family. And the one spot that stood out to me was the pie facing of a child. And that made me laugh.
God bless Trent.
You know, like sometimes you deal with children, but you don't put your hands on them. You think about it. You think about like, man, I sure wish this kid would swing on me. But no, Trent pie faced the kid who got in his face, and I was like, you know, he sort of deserved it. He could have just sat down in his chair, but he stood up to him. And I thought it was funny that when he got up on the ground, you see like Daddy Big Boom come and just like say, "How dare you!" And then in the background, you see running from like the other side of the ring to come onto camera is Ishii with like the meanest face on, and that was funny to me just because he's like, "Well, you do this how you can do," and it's just like, I thought that was funny, and he, and, he hits that power boom. I like the Costco guys. I know a lot of people don't. I think they're funny. I guess that's dad humor is funny to me, and the Rizzler kind of pulled off that little cowboy look, the little chubby cowboy look.
He did. He did.
You
Yeah.
it's few and far between who can actually wear boots and hats, and that little kid, he could do it. He did it.
Yeah.
I think the Costco guys never really overstay their welcome, despite how long he stretches his entrance for. And I was a little lower on this show than consensus across the board, but I thought this match was just fun from start to finish.
Yeah.
And the pie face spot was one of my 3 favorite spots of the whole show. So I thought that was all great.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the big spots. People talk more about that than they do about anything from Okada Omega.
Because it's unexpected, especially considering that the Don Callis family is supposed to be like the big bad serious faction. Then all of a sudden you see like Trent Beretta just absolutely mush this child in the face. Then you see Rocky like coming from off camera, just like walking by laughing. It's like, okay, yeah, that's become a core memory. Everything else feels secondary right now.
And then Big Justice got his heat back. He hit like rated R spear on Trent. It was a good looking spear. That kid hits a good spear. He
Right,
gets full
not bad.
extension on it. It's like, and like from him standing next to Rocky, I think he's taller than Rocky now. That kid might be like,
Oof.
that kid's he's probably gonna be big. And I'm thinking about like the big matches like -1 versus Big Justice. Like imagine it in 10 years.
Oh my
It's
God.
gonna
I
be
can
Big
see it.
Justice. It's gonna be negative. It's gonna be Brody Jr. and it's gonna be Nick Wayne as the old head. And Nick Wayne will only be 30 then, so it's gonna be hilarious.
Oh God, you're speeding up the concept of aging right now. I don't think I don't like this train of thought right now.
I hadn't regretted missing the pre-show until now. I was carbo loading like a marathon runner, getting ready for the turned out to be extremely long evening. But yeah, I was busy eating a croissant like the size of a football apparently when this was going on. And at the time, I thought I was making the right choice, but had I known that there was such entertainment to be had out of the Costco guys, I almost wish I'd maybe eaten breakfast a little earlier that day.
You did what was right at the time.
I mean,
I think they would agree with you eating a Costco-sized croissant.
yeah, those
That's true. So you honored them.
a football-sized croissant is something that you can't step away from, my friend. As a fellow big backer, as a fellow big back man, as a fellow member of the Blood Sugar line, I commend you for eating that croissant. Oh yeah. There's hopefully the other member of the Blood Sugar line joins us today. I acknowledge you, my tribal Che.
He's still somewhere working off the high of Cope returning at the show.
Oh dear.
Well, we don't have to go in chronological order. So, like, one of the things I did like, since we're talking about Nick Wayne, I'm gonna summarize because, like, I'll talk about Dynamite stuff right now. Nick Wayne has really done his best Christian impression, and he's very good at it. The tag team match I thought was pretty good, for the most part. There was a lot of action. There was a lot of misdirections and like seeing at the end, Christian takes that spear from Bobby. Don't we love Bobby? We love Bobby. And and like at the end you see like FTR come in. God, do I hate FTR. I know FTR is very talented. They're very good in the ring, but I don't like seeing them on screen. Like, there's something about them that's off-putting to me. And then they all come in, they're all beating up Christian, and out comes like the rated R superstar for the save. Um, they gotta bring in Tony Chimmel to do that call. I don't know why Justin Roberts doesn't do that, because superstar doesn't come off as cool. I'm a sucker for cool ring intros, as you guys could tell, because I gave you guys some. So yeah, seeing Cope come out, he danced. He did the Jeff Hardy dance around for the fans before he does the run in. Just because like people say, oh, he ran out to save Christian. No, he gave them all the chance to do the concerto. He like danced around the stage. He had all his pyro come off, and they still didn't. They could have hit him with the chair. They chose not to.
They knew better.
I'm right.
They didn't want to incur his wrath.
It kind of reminds me of like Dragon Ball Z / Sailor Moon logic. So it's like you literally see like Cope going through like the transformation sequence. Evidently, there's like the whole unwritten rules like you don't attack during a transformation sequence. That was his transformation sequence, and they didn't do anything. Yeah. So they're going by that logic.
If I'm gonna call Adam Copeland anything, I'm gonna call him a magical girl.
Sorry. I don't need that thought in my head.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, and seeing him, he has the spear. I like his spear. Now. His spear is pretty good now. We got a run-in coming here right now, and just because I told everybody, we got here the Poggy pervert, the man who will come for your hole and your soul, and sometimes come into that hole. We got you, the tunnels guy, Big Tony.
Hi.
How you doing, man?
Hi.
I'm all right. That's quite the introduction.
Oh, you should have heard ours. I mean, you'll hear it later, but...
My goodness. Well, I'm a little tired, but I thought after what has arguably been a top 5 worst day of my life, I'd spend the last few hours of it with you fine folks.
Hey, I did say it was going to be a happy show, but I did have existential dread about death earlier. So, welcome to the party. We were just talking about... We're not going in chronological order. We did cover the pie facing and the sphering of one Trent, and right now we're going through the return of the Edge Man.
Ah, yes.
Miss Denisha have equated his long entrance where he danced along the rampway and had his pyro as a magical girl transformation, as seen in such things as Cardcaptor Sakura, as things such as Sailor Moon, I'm gonna be more, Witch Watch, Little Witch Academy. I'm naming all these magical girl animes. Wonder Egg Priority.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I know, Ball.
All right. Yeah, I hear.
And
Wow. Yeah, I can't say I have too many thoughts on the return of one Adam Copeland, which probably tells you a lot about the return of Adam Copeland. But I think the fact that I was born in a year that starts with 200 means that I don't know most of the animes that you just mentioned. So I'm just gonna take your word for it.
Hey man, I'm gonna take a pause because I'm gonna start. And just to go on from this, because like I did love seeing Cope hand Christian the chair, and it was sort of romantic. He held him really close and he said, "Go find yourself," and like I thought that was pretty sweet. These two men with history, and and of course, like on Dynamite, it went down to the toilet when he like said, "No, I fucking hate him," I'm never gonna do anything with him. Screw him. And I thought that was funny. Um, and
He's just
then
in denial. He's trying to play hard to get.
yeah, you know. Um, as said, a lot of us didn't watch the full thing. I did go back and watch Samoa Joe get stomped in that chair, and I thought that was cool. I don't know anything about the match. I think he won with a muscle buster, which
Yeah, he Yuta got caught in the muscle buster.
yeah. And then I'll talk about it. Like, okay, so Dustin Rhodes is one of my favorite wrestlers of like the past, my whole fandom, right? Because like my fandom, like my really big memories of my fandom starts in WCW '93, and they call him the natural as can be. He's the son of a gun and a son of a son, and like seeing him in his home state, and he had this would be his third match of the weekend, and him coming out and winning the title that his was Cody the first TNT champion?
Yep.
I think he
Yes,
was.
yeah.
So Kim coming in and winning the let's call it the Rhodes belt, and like because Turner has been like Rhodes country for like almost 50 years. Like the Rhodes have been on the TV for like 50 years, going back to the 70s. So I think it's pretty cool to see him have like a Turner belt, and this is like he said that it's his contract, it's his last year for wrestling, but we'll see, because but I liked it. And
Are you telling me that a wrestler might be lying?
Yeah, but just like seeing him beat a loser like Daniel Garcia, because that guy's a loser. Yeah.
Wow.
See,
I know
he
Mr.
waits.
Buffalo.
Right, he waits until somebody is from Buffalo to just verbally. You know what? You already slander him in the Discord, and I'm like, yeah, okay, pal. And then now I have to hear it. Nah.
Dang.
Hey,
I was gonna say that maybe Dustin Rhodes should bring back the original TNT belt, the one that was like not complete. But then I remembered that Brody Lee actually destroyed it, so that's
Yes.
not really an option.
Yeah, he
Nope.
paid homage to Mr. Perfect smashing the WWF title. I know, way before your guys' time. Sean knows what I'm talking about. Sean knows.
Well,
what
I
I'm talking
mean, they
Hammering the
can
belt.
probably get Jack to can probably make one because he's doing metal work.
about. Yeah, he loves smelting. That boy loves the smelt.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love Jack Perry. I'm a true Jacker. I love jacking it.
Like, I
He
hope.
needs his little booties back.
Yeah, he needs those little. Though he has the booties, they're black, but he needs the brown ones back. He needs to come back as Jurassic Express again. Maybe shave the beard off and ride the dinosaur again.
This is why I'm not as excited about the Cope Christian stuff. I don't want the old man Yowie. I want the young man Yowie.
Oh yeah. Well,
Give me the hot young men, not the only somewhat hot old men.
But
Okay,
like,
so I am in the correct chat.
so there is a market for like hot older men in wrestling. Because like
Oh, clearly, I listened to Tunnel Talk.
yeah.
I mean,
They have a thing
dude,
for Chris Jericho. I don't get it. The
No,
guy
I
on
don't
on that guy. Sure.
I don't understand. Honestly, one of my favorite insults that I had found out that I think I can't remember how it came up, but I think it was like NBA fans ended up like ended up seeing what was going on with the AEW. My favorite Jericho insult is that
Chris
somebody said
Jericho
he looks
built like a baby mama.
yes.
For more
The
on
worst part
that.
about it, they weren't wrong. That's what made it worse.
They were spot on.
He did have
The
the pregnant belly
shock.
at that time. My goodness.
Just imagine if you saw him last back in like 2001. You turn on the TV now and you're like, first off, holy crap, this dude's still around. And B, holy crap, what happened?
As soon as somebody said that, it's like at least a good amount of the populace had like a really bad flashback. It's like, oh god, I have to call her, don't I?
I'm gonna have to trust you on the 2001 thing because that year I was a little busy being born.
Oh
Oh
god.
god. Now my lower back just started hurting. God damn it. It's like, dude, I'm 41.
youngster.
Yeah, you know, we got two. We got one guy born in the '90s, one guy born in the 2000s, and you know, young Mr. Sean, Mr. Gen X. Uh,
Grew up in the 70s.
Oh yeah, the '70s.
Yeah.
Oh, like my dad.
Yes, I am your dad.
Bro is just going for kill shot after kill shot. Jesus.
Speaking of kill shots, we got the
We got
Young
our own.
Bucks versus Swerve and Osprey. This
Match
was a
tonight.
really fun match.
It was.
It was. I really like. I did not like the Assassin's Creed introduction.
Really?
Well, because I do not like Assassin's Creed. I
that's
never
fair.
played the games. I'm talking about the movie with.
Oh God.
Oh God. Okay.
Fassbender.
No.
I
Okay.
have
See.
played the games. I hate the movie.
Yeah, that's the correct order.
I did play a little bit of the pirate game. The pirate, I liked
that's
it
the
because I
best
like
one,
pirate
so-
Black
ships.
Flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's not bad, but you're better off playing Freedom Cry.
Okay.
Oh, the Freedom Cry DLC is great.
Mm-hmm. See, you got the right people, and because of Osprey, I think my Assassin's Creed hyperfixation's coming back, and I want to fight him for it.
Yeah, especially because the games kind of are bad now. And that's the main
Yeah.
reason why I get a little annoyed by his Assassin's Creed presentation. It's like, we get it, dude. You like the games. That's great. That's cool.
Well, you know what he mentions, and what people tend to forget, he is autistic. The fact is, like, me being a fellow autist myself, we have hyperfixations. Except he has the money to back it up. I do not.
He's getting
Do you think
paid
he's
for his
paying Ubisoft? I think
hyperfixation.
he's getting
Yeah.
paid.
Yeah, Assassins
even
UK
got-
is actually helping him too. So
I think he also has an Assassin's Creed tattoo on him.
yeah,
does, yes.
on his arm.
That's-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
correct, yeah.
that's super good sponsorship. I just watched Talladega Nights earlier, and I'm just like, man, seeing all those logos. I have a feeling that's gonna happen soon. I don't know if it's gonna be what wrestling promotion should, but I feel like there should be a wrestling promotion, because you know, Sean, you watched MMA. You used to see like guys come out in Pride with like this shirt with like 10,000 logos of different like sponsors that are sponsoring.
Oh, the
a
good
guy.
old days, man. When everyone's pants were for Condom Depot and the
Yeah.
gunstore.com,
Oh, yeah.
Golden Nugget Online Casino.
Oh my God.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I hope
like-
to see that. You know, like
Will's
Young
already
Bucks-
promoting anyway.
the
so-
Young Bucks are going to be desperate for money, so they might as well sell their bodies.
Okay.
In a positive way.
You're on to something there.
You know, it's already bad enough. A friend of mine joked, "It's like, you know, what if they actually, do a OnlyFans?" It's like, dude, they would make bank first day.
They would
That's it.
stop wrestling. They would stop
Right.
wrestling entirely
They-
once they realize how much money they can
Are
make
you
from that.
advocating for the Young Bucks to become Wrestling Island Boys?
Well, I'm not gonna say no, but if they happen to go that way, I will support their life choices, because that's what a good person should do.
And I know I do this for those unaware. The Island Boys are brothers who have an OnlyFans, and they made out on it, like not like a kiss, not like a you kiss your I kiss my brother, I kiss my cousins, I kiss the homies. You know, I do. I'm not ashamed to say it. But like they share some really risque stuff that brothers shouldn't do. Just-
Are they the twins that had an enhancement match in AEW that one time?
Those are the Voros twins.
Oh,
okay,
God.
Gotcha.
I don't know why I know. I only know those guys because of Botchamania. I don't think I've ever watched them. Anything. We are the Vinkies.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're.
I've had the misfortune of seeing them in Defy. Man,
Oh
they
yeah.
should
Oh.
stick to TikTok.
Yeah, but like I do think that if the Young Bucks, they can do this. They can make this gimmick really good. I think I suggested this earlier of them showing them in the back like they were doing this week, and showing them like in catering, but they have like a bunch of like Tupperware and like Ziplocs, and they just like take everything. I think that'd be great, you know. Or like they take like they have like all the granola bars there and they just dump it into their backpacks. I think something like that. Because like back in the day, I think they had one of these. Like they had Diamond Dallas Page lose all his money because he lost the diamond doll to the booty to Mark Merrill. At that time, Johnny B. Bad. At that time, a black man, and then I found out later in life that he's actually a Jewish man. So,
Oh.
like,
Wow, we got really off topic. Anyway, the match, really good.
yeah, it was a good match. I did like JoJo. I like JoJo from Total Divas. She was looking
Yeah.
good. She was a baddie, you know, stacked on top, stacked on bottom, and she did good with the Shaka Khan. She kind of was saying it like very seductively, uh, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, especially since I was Swerve's theme on the Indies. So, because as soon as I heard that, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm here for it.
And then one of the big things too is Bray was actually one of Swerve's big mentors when he came in. So that's where there's a big connection there.
That's fun.
Yeah, yeah, you know. So, so all like the lore stuff, you know, he was bouncing stuff off of Bray. So like you know, if we ever see Spooky Swerve ever, know that like it's not out of nowhere. I do want to see Spooky
Well, in
Swerve.
some
I think it'll
way,
be funny.
Bray Wyatt's the reason I'm an AEW fan now, because the first clip of wrestling I ever saw was the infamous Hell in a Cell match between him and Seth, and the reason I found out what AEW was because of the AEW chants that the crowd went into after that.
In Saudi Arabia.
Well, no, that one wasn't in Saudi Arabia. That was in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
And the crowd started chanting AEW, and I heard I heard it when I watched the clips on Twitter, and I was like, "What is AEW?" And so I looked it up, and now I'm here.
Yeah. So they did a bunch of moves. They did a bunch of flips. They did I don't know how to call it, the house blade, the hidden call, whatever you want to
Assassin's
call it.
Call.
The assassin's
Is
call.
that what they're calling it?
No, that's what I'm calling it, because every other portmanteau I heard is like, it's not good.
I like it. It's good.
We could go ask call for short.
All right, now I'm off it.
You ruined it.
In the bin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you just wait till they hit the ass call on the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah. Last call for the ass call. And
Oh no. Jesus.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoy that they have the EVP titles on the roster page. That's fun with me because you saw Swerve last night. He was wearing a sparkly suit coat. He's dressed for business, so I thought that was good.
So I don't know if they made it clear or not. Did Will and Swerve win the right to be EVPs, or was it just that the Bucks got stripped of their titles?
Apparently,
Well, they said in the bill that they were going to lose the right to be EVPs, and then Will Ospreay would not, like Will and Swerve would not become one. Which is why I think that was done in error, because now I'm just looking at the roster page right now. They do not say EVPs.
cowards.
That was only up for like 12 hours, which led me to go like, okay, what did they do to get their powers revoked in 12 hours?
They went through their tweets, found something.
No, they let Will book probably one match, and as soon as they saw it, it's like, nope, Swerve was right. You are not to be trusted.
Yeah.
Will's planned a job to action Andretti on 5 straight shows was vetoed.
Yeah. 5 minute squash.
That's the reason why Bryan
Bing, bang,
Danielson
boom.
was never made an EVP, because he would have been like, all right, I'm jobbing to Griff Garrison.
Best of 7 series, book it.
God.
And of course, Ospreay loves Danielson, so he would just follow right after.
Yeah.
I was not a fan of either gauntlet. Really. I mean, there was
Women's one was
parts
better
of it.
though.
The women's one. I tend to find like the women's gauntlet to be better because there was more chaos in it. Like Sky Blue tapping out and Mina acting like she won the match that was funny. I finding out that Mina broke her hand off of a weird bump from the O face, that kind of sucks.
So now
Oh,
they're going
so
to
she
need
did
an
break her hand.
interim Ring of Honor Women's TV champion.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Jesus.
now both the interim and the real TV champ are injured, so they do have to
So
make
that
an
oh,
interim champion.
that poor woman.
That
Yeah.
stinks.
Yeah.
But Athena wins in her hometown, and we found out last night that they're actually cashable. I I don't know why they went that way, but I guess
I don't
see,
know.
like seeing MJF saying I'm going to challenge you to a trade up match, that's a lie. I already know that's a lie.
Yeah.
If he wins the title again, I think I'm gonna take a little. I'm gonna use my fast forward button and just take a little break again.
Yeah, I would honestly pause and go back to like New Japan for a bit, even though Ghetto is on absolutely thin ice with me.
I'm ready for
I'm on a fifth
ELP
floor
in the
rooftop, so I know what I can do.
semifinals.
Oh, sorry, I heard that.
Oh man.
They could have at least shown, like, if it is a cash-inable thing, at least show that, like, MJF and the Hurt Syndicate had, like, left the building to go get a steak dinner or something to excuse why he truly didn't cash in at the end of the show rather than
Yeah.
whatever his bullshit
When
reason
everyone
would
was
be.
dead other than Hangman, and Hangman was
Yeah.
almost dead.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
like they came up with the cash in deal after because they couldn't decide if it's going to be cash in or not. Because at the show they said you can't. They didn't say anything. They just said it's for a title shot, and then like the day after, he's like, I could have cashed this in anytime I wanted to, but I'm gonna wait.
I also still think they may not have decided even now.
yeah.
And
So
they're
they're
just
gonna
being deliberately vague about the language.
it's gonna be
Right,
very.
'cause Yeah, because it was vague when was it when Athena had popped up when she was talking to Tony too, because they made this whole thing. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna pick this day, whatever. So I don't know. To me, it probably make the most sense either doing it like a either Forbidden Door or All Out, but All Out makes more sense.
They should do both of them at All Out. And just,
Yeah, it's easier.
Mostly, I don't want to see a long-term program between Hangman Page and the Hurt People.
I don't either.
I do want to see Tony Storm lose to Athena. I think it's
It's gonna happen. Yeah.
I think it's time
Well, because who else?
Right, yeah. Who else at this point? I mean, I absolutely love Tony Storm. Like she is one of the best, top tier bar none. But if anybody's going to take her down, it's going to be Athena.
And I really was surprised that she would actually beat Mercedes. I like that match a lot. I like the work in it. It was nice and snug. I like the little entrances they did, because like. I know I say this a lot, like Tony Khan is a fed head, but like he took the best things about WWE, like what I liked when I was like a big fan of like in the 2000s, like the big WrestleMania entrances, the glitch, the pyro, all that stuff. He brought that, right? He brought that, and I commend him for that. Like her coming out in the Cadillac with that big train of everybody she defended their titles against and won titles from. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who I saw this from, like on Blue Sky or whatever. But as soon as I saw it, I died laughing. They said it's like, you know what? She should have known better as a Bostonian. It's not a good idea to roll around in Dallas with the top up.
Oh gosh, man, she got took down on the grassy knoll.
I refuse to give WWE credit for the idea for the fact that now AEW's got their grand entrances. I'm just headcanoning that TK was just a huge Pride fan back in the early aughts.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this.
He saw the Sakuraba entrances and he's like,
Hey.
now that's what we need to go for.
The K in TK stands for K1 Dynamite.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, oh god, he needs to like let Tom Lawler come in and do the Living in America Apollo
Yes.
Apollo Creed entrance. That would be so sick.
Oh my god.
He did that in UFC, and I think he should bring that with him to AEW because TNT, we love drama. At least they used to. Like seeing. I like how they have like the red on Tony Storm's things now. Like everything red is accented on her on her entrance. It's still black and white, but all the red is highlighted. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's slowly like letting in more color. So I figure this is what I'm thinking because unfortunately, one of my hyperfixations is connecting threads and everything. So I think how things are going to lead up, there's slowly going to be more and more color added until then it's time and yeah, then the delusion's over. Everything's all in color.
Yeah, maybe when Tony Storm makes it to the 60s, she can finally segregate all the. Anyway,
All right, no, get this man off his call.
Hey, hold on a minute. Wait a
she can
minute.
finally
It took a
desegregate
turn.
herself.
See,
Jesus
all I thought
Christ.
of, I just thought of Pleasantville there.
Oh,
Oh.
I assumed that
Pleasantville
somebody
with,
saw the movie Pleasantville and said, "Here's the idea."
yeah, like
Oh.
Reese Witherspoon and Without Her Spoon and Tobey Maguire. It's a very good. So like what they get zapped into the TV and then that's the movie, right?
Basically, and as the weirdly out of time community slowly expands and enters the real world, color begins to enter.
Wow.
Until they finally are a community of full color rather than black and white.
Wow. Can't wait for Pleasantville Tony. She's gonna. I hope she does.
Luther can be Jeff Bridges.
Oh gosh. Like I'm wondering if they're ever gonna like introduce some new girl and she's gonna be Audrey Hepburn to take on Tony Storm.
Ooh, though if we're doing Breakfast at Tiffany's, I don't think we should, because then you would have to have the Mickey Rooney, and yikes.
Don Callis could be a good. I'm not gonna finish that.
No, please don't.
Don Callis looks like a hot dog left on the roller too long.
God, Jesus.
He's even starting to crack in his forehead.
Oh yeah.
He keeps highlighting that thing because how long ago did he actually get busted open by accident?
That was before the 2022 Blood and Guts. William Regal was in the promotion.
Oh my God! Yeah, because I remember John ran up on him, and that's how he got that.
I think the Blackpool. I was gonna say Blackpool Country Club. I think they were actually faces at the time. I think they were faces. I'm not sure, because it doesn't. Or it was that weird period where Kenny.
Or was it 2023? No, it would have to be.
It'd have to be the Elite versus the.
Yeah, because it would have to be Elite versus. So
yeah.
23, not 22. So it was during like the middle of MJF's reign.
Oh.
I was wrong.
Such a heavenly time in pro wrestling. The biggest drawing match of all time. I mean, RIP to you, Adam Cole. This is it. Thank you for. I'm gonna leave the memories alone. The memories of you and Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara and MJF all dancing in the ring with no rhythm. I mean, Daniel Garcia has that like hip motion that you want, but
Adam Cole's a giant nerd, and I love him.
Yeah, he should stick to being a Twitch boy, and I think he'll thrive doing that. But I don't want a Bret Hart situation for the kid. I don't want him to be like Bret Hart, where like Bret Hart has like all those post-concussion syndrome stuff, the headaches and all that. I don't want that for him. Maybe he can go do the Shibata thing, get a new brain.
Oh my God, I thought this was supposed to be a happy show. We keep derailing, man.
What's happier than getting a new brain?
Remember when we were talking about Swerve and Ospreay and the Bucks?
Yeah. Go back to the Templars versus Assassins match. I was enjoying that.
Okay. May the Father of Understanding guide us.
Yeah. I thought at one point, because they did the accidental hits in that match, I thought at one point, I think one of them is going to turn on the other, and one of them is going to have a heel run after this whole thing. I don't know who. Maybe when Ospreay comes back, he'll be mad because he missed out on all the fun. But I mean,
that man. It's going to take a lot. That man is a literal golden retriever. It's going to take an act of God for the Commonwealth Kingpin to come back.
And seeing as we're talking about guys, Ospreay came in as a member of the Don Callis family. We're probably seeing the Bucks have a relationship with Daddy Don. We have one of the big matches, a rematch. I know me and Sean talked about this not happening, but it happened. Um, for me, it happened. It was a good American match, but it doesn't at all touch any of their Japanese work. But it was good. Okada versus Omega in 2025. Lots of interference, lots of weird things that I didn't want in there. I know Josh from Keeping It Strong Style talked about how he dipped after and didn't watch any of the rest of the card. So
Well, there was only one match after that.
yeah,
So he
Right.
he was so sour about that he didn't stay to watch Hangman, my glorious king, lift the big one.
yeah, but
Wow.
seeing Okada win that one, it's a nice belt. It's a nice belt. And I liked on Wednesday when, although the comparison is there of my tribal chief seeing like him there with the two belts, made me, it evoked like Paul Heyman with Roman and the three belts. So it's just, I think it's cool to have the three belt imagery, and I hope they keep it because the one belt is cool, but three belts is cooler.
Yeah, it feels like they're going. Sorry to cut you off, but
No, no.
they're trying to go like belt collector, but with Okada. That's exactly where they're going.
I'm just amazed. If I told anyone here a year ago when the Tony Storm gimmick was sort of floundering in its early stages and the matches were weird, sort of gimmicked up homages to her schizophrenic attempt at a gimmick.
Yeah,
If I said that a year later that her match will consensus be better than Okada versus Omega rematch on the same card, what kind of odds do you think I could have gotten on that?
Well, at that point, wasn't well, no, Omega was still active, but he had at that when the Timeless gimmick was just starting, he was wrestling a trios match with Kota and Hangman against Bullet Club Gold and Kota Ibushi, and then just after that, he went into his Golden Jets stuff. So I think people might have believed you.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
but like we also, it's Tony Storm versus Mercedes Moné, so I mean,
That second part is important.
yeah, we're
Yes.
talking about Mercedes,
Yes.
my light skinned goddess.
Mercedes
saying
Moné,
lights.
very good at wrestling.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, she's quite good at it.
yeah,
Yes. Has been for a long time.
yeah,
Many people are
Yes.
saying this.
yeah.
So it must be true.
I do like that she no longer does the Monet Maker as her finish. It's more of a setup to the it's not the bank statement anymore. It was the
Statement maker.
statement maker. But yeah, it's cool. Um, and like when I think about like Okada and Omega, I think about like they did the thing where they do for all these like nostalgia matches. They hit all the big spots. He did a drop kick from the corner onto his tummy, and he did the big tumble. He did the Super
Yeah.
Dragon Suplex, which I love. Everybody's ready for that. And then the ending comes, and then it's all this interference, pull out of the one winged angel, two rainmakers, and that's it. And it kind of just falls flat off of the interference. And what was the
Yeah.
point of Kota Ibushi?
Well,
He
I
just
think that's
watched- He just watches Don Callis interfere. I think that's funny.
Koda's a himbo. It's like he's already doing one thing, which is literally supporting Kenny. Asking him to do two things feels like a lot for him.
His job is beach. You have to understand. His job is beach. He's just Ken.
I love that apparently when he was leaving after the match, they had to direct him because he was just trying to kind of walk through the Tron. They're like, no, you got to go this way, Kota.
Again, giant himbo.
That's why we love him.
He's
But I think it is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no. He's hilarious. It's good to have him back. It's good to have him back.
I will say
Yeah.
I haven't watched a lot of Kota Ibushi outside of AEW just because I started watching wrestling in 2020, around that time. But he does always kind of look like he doesn't really know where he is.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
fair. Yeah. No, you got it.
There was one WrestleMania weekend where he got lost, and I don't know if he like used some stranger's phone to like go on Twitter and say, "Can please help me?" And he got, I think it was like WrestleMania in New Orleans, and he got lost in there.
It was because I was at the Mania weekend in New York, and literally everyone was like, just keep an eye out for Coda. If you see him wandering around the city, just guide him back towards the WrestleCon venue.
Oh my god.
Because there's at least a 50-50 shot that you're going to find him standing somewhere at like 110th and Broadway or something, and he's going to be like, how did I get here? I saw something shiny.
Wasn't he notorious just for like getting lost in airports too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus!
It's a Kota Ibushi is he's a lost old man. Or a lost child. Either way. Because he doesn't know
S
the
tier
technology.
himbo.
The man can wrestle. He just can't do a whole lot else.
Right. It's like all of his like brain power, logic, all the things that would make us, complete humans, that is channeled into his wrestling ability. Anything else, like, hey Coda, can you do two things at once? Blue screen of death. That's it.
And
There are two thoughts in Coda's head. One is, I like Kenny. The second is violence.
yes.
That's
if it's
literally
the
it.
one, it's the other. And if
Right.
if neither of those two are working for the situation that he's in, he's hopeless.
He just wanders off. No more enrichment.
His brain is like a flow chart or like an if-then statement. If Kenny, yay. If not Kenny, or else, die.
It's like, but what if this? Do.
Yeah, no, you can't have any more lines of code. Only two.
No
Coda's
more go to
autism-
10.
Coda's autism special interests are Kenny Omega and kicking people.
Yeah.
He's hyper fixated on both.
Hey,
Heck, he can kick Kenny Omega if he really wants.
he should.
That
He has in the
confuses him, though.
past.
Jesus Christ.
Kick or kiss, maybe both. And that brings us to the main event of the evening, Texas Death. Hangman Page, Jon Moxley. How do you guys feel? Are you happy with the
Boyd
ending?
Johnson Jr. can devour my entire sack.
Wow.
Hangman Page. Learn the name. He's the best in the world.
Correct.
Yeah, I was for like the last okay, you know what's stupid? For the last 4 months on people know I go on like so many different discords, right? So and I was posting the whole thing of like, oh, Hangman is losing. Like this is before even the end of the Owen. Sean knows because we recorded that like months ago. Oh yeah, he's totally gonna lose to Moxley, or maybe like Darby's gonna interfere and cost him the match. I did that 4 months ago, and then what's so weird is like 2 weeks ago, that stupid thing I said just caught traction, and like I was like, wait, how come everybody is saying the stupid thing that I said? I was like, wait,
Because
why?
people are contrary and they enjoy violence.
I think people rip me off, but also yeah, that.
I was hoping for Hangman to lose just because it would have made for absolute hilarity on the internet, and since I have no emotional investment at all in the Hangman story, I would have enjoyed it. But even I said that would have been literally the dumbest booking move since Starrcade '97.
Oh god,
That would have been a Vince Russo move.
I will say this. If Jon Moxley had retained at All In, I would not be in this call right now, let me tell you.
Yeah, same. I would have taken just like, you know what? Maybe my hyperfixation isn't worth it.
I told Rich at Voices of Wrestling that if Jon Moxley left that show with the AEW title, I would volunteer to review the new Karrion Kross autobiography for his site.
Oh my god!
That's how
Wow.
certain I was of that finish.
Wow.
I was never going to watch wrestling again. I was going to be done,
Oof.
completely.
I mean, that might have been better in general, but
Right.
That
No.
might have
We
been
could all
better
probably
for
find better things to do with our
or
time.
you could have found a new hobby, man.
You didn't have to
Started
do all
binging
that.
Spy X Family or something like that.
Yeah, but
Well,
like, cause I took a hiatus from wrestling for like a while. Like the joke of me saying I don't watch wrestling, I really haven't watched wrestling. Like I haven't invested in wrestling for like years now. I think the last time I was really invested would have to have been when Naito won the title at the Tokyo Dome in 2020. That's the last time I like really, and I guess that was the series finale of New Japan. So I
oof.
mean, but I am in on like still on. I haven't watched Yamato versus Shun Tay, so like please don't spoil. Um, that's also something I've been thinking about is Dragon Gate. But we're talking about AEW. Hangman as the main character. This was like imagine if Sake 97 but Sting beats the shit out of Hulk Hogan and Bret Hart never shows up. And or if Bret Hart shows up, it's just to hang Sting his bat to beat the shit out of Hulk Hogan. But this it was really good. I love deathmatch wrestling. It's probably my favorite style. As many of you know, my favorite wrestler is Mr. Bang Bang himself, Cactus Jack. So seeing the barbed wire, seeing like that barbed wire dig into the skin of both of them and cut both of them open, that was cool. Seeing the plastic sugar glass and them just like riding in it, that was cool. I'm not sure if it was plastic sugar glass or if it was sugar glass, but that was pretty cool. Didn't I like the visual of them having the glass dragged all over their backs, even though there was no cuts on their back.
Yeah.
But like, what are you gonna do? You know, this it's movie magic. And
Jack Perry must have been so unhappy about all that.
Ooh, yeah.
He
Probably
he
crying a
threw-
river.
He threw his knives in disgust on the floor.
yeah. You think? Oh yeah, he does make kunai. I definitely could see Jack Perry wear a ninja headband. You know, he seems
Oh,
like a Naruto
God.
kid. He'd be the right age to be a Naruto kid.
Well, he's got the curly hair. He could pull an Afro Samurai.
Oh yeah, you know, I don't think he should do that, but
I don't think so either. I think there's one big thing about him that is a reason why he probably shouldn't pull an Afro Samurai. I'm not going to say what it is, but
He's
if you've
too short.
watched Afro Samurai, you probably know.
Right. It's a case of like, think about it, and then don't.
Exactly.
You know, I love knives too. Throwing knives are so cool to me. Like what's his name? Danny Trejo in Desperado when he has the knives on him in that vest and he starts throwing them.
Yeah.
But that's something else. Like so seeing like the bed of nails, and I'm a deathmatch aficionado. The last time you used the bed of nails in AEW was in the blood and guts. But
and then Kota Ibushi took back bumps on it voluntarily.
Yeah, he was jumping on it
Yeah.
after the match. In victory.
Which is a little better when you realize that a bed of nails actually, the whole point of it being a bed is that the distributed impact means that it's actually less painful than a single nail and less harmful than a single nail. But, don't think about that.
Yeah. After seeing their backs the next day, I don't know how worked the bed of nails was because you see all the spikes on, like, the spike holes on Moxley's back and on Hangman's back. So I'm like, how worked was the bed of nails?
There's a large gap between less painful and not painful.
Yes, that is true.
That's the definition of that right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like when he did the stomp on the bed, and he like didn't put a lot of mustard on there. Then that made me think, oh, probably this is a legit bed of nails. Because
I thought that was oddly kind of brutal because Hangman didn't hit his head at all, so it was just all hands under the nails.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked. He didn't put mustard because he didn't want to really stomp him, but he still stomped his hand into the thing. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, he still made it look like absolutely like painful enough for like the collective people to just go, oh, which is great. I love when they make things look absolutely just like you have to look away, but you don't.
I like that Brian said he could not use the yes chance anymore, and when he does his running, he's just yesing like crazy.
Also, speaking of Brian, we saw a superior example of Old Man Yowie on this show to the Christian Copeland, and that is Brian Danielson in Blue Panther. Bryan Danielson, that man loves Blue Panther.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That feels so unrequited, though.
No, Blue Panther
Like,
doesn't care who
It
loves
doesn't
him.
really feel like Blue Panther loves him.
Yeah, Blue Panther, he might like Danielson, but he definitely does not think about Danielson 1/100th as much as Danielson thinks about
Yeah.
him.
He probably knows Danielson is like a a wrestler, right? He knows him as a wrestler, but he doesn't know him.
Right. It's literally it's one sided. So if that's the case, Danielson is he's used to losing out on certain things. So that really shouldn't hurt him.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like it's like Helga and Arnold. That's their kind of like relationship.
Oh wow.
That's a good pull.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm really glad that Darby returned during this match and not during the casino, because that would not have been good for my sanity.
Oh yeah.
Right.
If he returned there, so many people would have been like, "I'm out." They would have.
Right. It's like, oh god.
But
Well, it's one thing if he
apparently,
turned up there. It'd be another if he won.
so when he was climbing, apparently he was noticed when he was climbing. So thank God AEW audio didn't catch people saying it's Darby. So thank God for the audio being what it is. And like
I liked how the way that they timed things made it seem like Danielson just kind of randomly decided to appear and that no one else knew he was going to show up at that time. Because it made no sense. It's like, hey, there's Darby's video from Mount Everest. Okay, the logical follow-up to that is Darby coming down from oh, wait, no, there's Bryan Danielson in his Blue Panther mask, just randomly Usaku-kneeing people.
Yeah, and then they show like.
And by people, you mean Wheeler Yuta, because Wheeler Yuta always eats that shit, and I love him.
They show like Darby kind of like dangling a little bit and then trying to come off. They had to do that because Darby has to be like untied from the whole thing, so Bryan did so much work.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that Bryan, Darby, and Swerve and Ospreay didn't lay a finger on Mox. They got everyone else out of the way, but they didn't touch Mox.
Which reminds me. Go ahead.
I just was with figuring in like Darby, Bryan, and Swerve. It's like, why did the entire Pacific Northwest come up for Hangman though? Why? Because I literally just thought about it. It's like, really? Oh, okay, all right. Pacific Northwest and Essex. All right, none of these things are connected. All right, I'm with it.
Yeah. And that reminds me as well. So Gabe Kidd, in his most recent post on, I think, Instagram, he posted a picture of him from the G1 presser, and he said, it's something along the lines of G1 Climax time. This is where the real best wrestle. And it's like, dog, you just challenged for their trios titles and interfered in the main event, coming out here talking about you hate AEW. Come on now.
Yeah, Bald Fraud can't be saying nothing right now. It's like, dude, repair your image in New Japan right now, because New Japan fans are not liking him for coming over to AEW.
I think he seriously forgets that people in America are able to see what he does in Japan and vice versa.
Yeah.
He thinks it's still 1981.
He's like Hulk Hogan and saying the IWGP title is the real world's title, and the WWF title is nothing but a trinket. It's the same. It's the same deal. Or it's like it's crazy. Like he doesn't know the fan bases that of both. The New Japan fan base fell out of love with him like instantly, as our friend Fraser has said multiple times. It's like him just being on AEW and then saying like all this stuff that kind of killed his support in Japan. Which, if you look at the beginning of the year, it's crazy how much they love the man, and then you see him going back to Osaka, and it's like, nah, this ain't it anymore, and it's
no, it's honestly funny because it's like, the fact that he for some reason thinks that nobody else is going to be looking at this. The first thing I thought of was like, was it that one part in one of Cat Williams' sets was like, don't you know that I can see you? That's everybody. It's like, dog, we can see you. It's like, if not live, we can see you through VPNs. You're not hiding yourself.
Everyone can see you being John Moxley's young boy. Like,
right. It's like, dude, I thought your boss, Vinley was, I thought y'all weren't on good terms. I thought Moxley hated Bullet Club. There's a lot of things wrong here.
I do.
There's a lot of things wrong here. Story of most of the Death Rider storyline.
And his knee
touche.
pads say Death Rider when he's in Japan. So his knee pads are gonna say Death Rider throughout the whole G1. So it's gonna be funny. He's gonna wear the Death Rider jacket. He's doing the Death Rider now, and I think that's why like him and Shota are gonna be in the semis, and it's gonna be the battle of the Death Riders.
Okay.
Should be fun. But yeah, like when I go to the finish,
I have to say that that one thing you talked about how the Death Rider. They said the Death Rider angle was mostly bad, and it absolutely was. It's funny because if you just saw the ending, you would think that this must have been an absolutely perfectly run angle for months and months and months to generate the kind of emotional climax. And I think, though, the thing is that Cole beat Moxley, but I think just as much he was really beating the ghosts of CM Punk, of MJF's world title run, of the Four Pillars feud. It was literally like he's beating everything that happened since COVID started.
Yep. Beating, pretty much like correcting what happened after, was it that Double or Nothing Hangman had with CM Punk. So
I think
that was, after that match was the last time I took like a really long break from wrestling, was the Phil beating Page for that title. And I do think it is not a coincidence that what did Phil have the title in when he had his whole Real World Championship gimmick? He stuffed it in a bag. And what was the first thing Mox did when he won the belt? It was stuff the title in a bag.
Yep, in a suitcase.
I've maintained that CM Punk has still been, for almost 2 years now, the biggest heel in AEW, even though he's not there.
Well, yeah.
I think that's why they ran the Wembley footage.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean,
he thought it would exonerate. It was like, bro, this confirmed why you should not be in any sort of ring, especially MMA. It confirmed it's like, dude, thank God you don't have anybody worth fighting for, because, bro, you cannot fight.
That actually leads me to a bigger point. So when they put that footage out, I saw there were tons of people who online were sort of coming to his defense saying, like, look at what a loser Jack Perry is. He's talking shit and then he's not backing it up. It's like, dog, that is workplace assault. You go try to choke out one of your coworkers all out of the blue when their hands are down and see how that goes for you. Like,
I'm still surprised he has a job, honestly, with how he's been booked and all that stuff.
I mean, because wrestling blurs the lines all the time, I can see why people are sort of preconditioned to not get why that's a thing that's not okay.
Right.
It's also sports. Because it's so sports adjacent, that shit happens all the time in professional sports locker rooms. There are so many fights and incidents like that
Jordan Poole, Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Locker room assault is not that uncommon in the sports world.
No.
For me, I mean, it was the whole embarrassing the company in a press conference after your biggest pay-per-view. That's the part that's embarrassing. Yeah. And then pulling that shit again at their big Wembley show, and
Hangman should have brought muffins to the presser.
You know what? I was joking with somebody. It's like somebody find the best bakery in Texas, bring him muffins. So let's bookend this.
Okay, so on Sean's episode, we went through this. Mindy's muffins are popular for having THC in them, right, Sean?
The woman who runs it used to have a business that was selling THC-based baked goods.
So sometimes when you are dosed without knowing it, you become paranoid because you don't know what's going on. And we deducted that when he's gulping down those muffins with those gross bloody hands, it's probably full of THC. That's why he can't stop eating it. You know, he doesn't
probably
want
had a bunch of them to load up beforehand too.
Dumb fuck is the world champion. So you know what? That's all right, Phil. You go do whatever it is you're doing in the Fed now. You could tell me he's like got all of their world titles right now, and I would believe you because I have no idea what's going on over there.
He's gonna fight for the cup belt, so it's fine.
Oh. Well, he deserves it.
I'm sorry, Sean. I know you are a Phil.
I'm being very polite tonight because we're not discussing that. If we ever want to have the hour and a half long pod where I discuss what kind of assholes I think the Bucks and such are, that's a different story. That's a totally different pod. This is about AEW All In.
We're being peaceable.
We're not
We're being
riding
peaceable.
the high of Hangman, my glorious king, being champion of the effing world.
Yeah.
God, I'm so excited. You have no idea. Oh, I'm so happy.
I did like the Whistler. That was pretty cool.
That was really cool.
I do like his old theme. I get the significance of it, but I wish he would have came out to the Ghost Riders in the Sky, because that's like a good deathmatch song. Like that's a good I get the point that he's a face, right? That's why the old song, but like Ghost Riders in the Sky would have fit the whole, the whole like.
What they could have done is done the Ghost Riders in the Sky and then had him make his first entrance on Dynamite the following Wednesday. Have that be the return of Ghost Town Triumph, but I think the way they did it works really well, and I do want to give props. As much as he has been a mess the last 9 months, Mox did the whole sort of pseudo dictator, sort of Mussolini-ish thing, and then he ended his reign by hanging by the neck and sputtering and whimpering for mercy. So that's a nice way to tie the Mussolini theme in.
Yeah, like Mussolini and Kennedy.
Oh my god! All right, all right. Okay, see, no, you're worried about us with Punk slander. Talk to that man.
He knows how I feel about Philip.
But I do love how Moxie, how he sold being on the end of that chain, though.
Yeah,
he did such a great job.
The part that gets me is he's slapping his chest, right? It's because he can't figure out how to tap out because he's so scared and freaked out. And then finally
that was good.
That was good because that's not him fighting to still live on. That's him how the fuck do I get out of this? I'm slapping myself. The referee's not doing anything.
Right.
Oh, did it. Okay, and then he passes out anyways.
Showing his the fact that he's in survival mode. That's what I like.
Yeah, him just he gets choked and then he falls down on his face and then he's just laying there. According to some fans, he was laying there for a while. With the fire one.
But one thing is very clear to me after this past weekend and throughout the history of AEW, there is no bigger hang stand, no bigger hang girly than Jon Moxley. That motherfucker loves Hangman Page.
He does. He loves that man so much.
There's definitely the respect that comes from saying, "Oh, you're another person who has absolutely no concern for your well-being. I like that."
I mean, it's already bad enough. Hangman openly said, during one of his press conferences, that with Texas death matches, it's it does a lot to you, but I kind of like it. It's oh, okay, all right, so thanks for adding more stuff for people for AO3 to go off of.
Well, that's the thing. Hangman doesn't actually have a ton of AO3 material. I've checked. Particularly what there's less than 60 Hangman Swerve fits.
What about on DeviantArt?
I don't know about DeviantArt. I think there's more.
There's so much Shield. There's so much Jon Moxley. Dean Ambrose.
There's a lot of Moxley Hangman. But the pairing that there's the most of in AEW, I think, is Hangman Matt Jackson.
I swear to God, if this is going to make me do research, because my iPad's open right now.
I haven't read any of them. I should, but the person to ask about this is Nejma. But
yeah. See, I would have to sit and really talk with her because I would need time for that.
So, this is All In. It's All In weekend. It's all, and part of going all in is going to casino. This last weekend, I went to Las Vegas to watch the Backstreet Boys at the Sphere. Cost about $1,600, and I'm gonna say worth it. I'm gonna ask you guys, have you guys had? What are your guys' big Vegas memories? Because it was all in weekend. AEW had their first pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, at Las Vegas, and All In is. I'm getting some reverb. Is the start of AEW's Rise is the casino
rises the
stuff.
casino stuff.
So like,
So like,
what do you
what do you
guys?
guys?
The what have you guys done in Vegas? Or have you guys ever been to Vegas?
There we go. I have been to Vegas. I went for my 40th birthday specifically
Hey.
to go see Double or Nothing with my partner and my best friend. Best decision I ever made.
Okay, cool. Did you win some? Did you lose some?
Okay, so where we ended up staying at, God, what's the name of the place? Oh, we ended up staying at the Excalibur. I
Okay.
remember because in the basement they actually had a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet. So that was a big thing for me, banner day. But yeah, I said we did gamble a little bit, and my partner actually ended up having like better luck, than I did. But that was when we ended up going to like Grand Garden Arena because we kind of had to hang out around there because somehow I got free collision tickets. I can't remember how, but yeah. So we were just like killing time there, and we were up, we lost, met a random wrestler. It was fun.
Yeah. My wife ended up because I'm not allowed to gamble anymore.
Okay.
Well, that's because like, so I used to like sit at the blackjack table and, I would lose $500, and my wife
Oh.
would say, "What happened?" And I said, "Oh, I was playing and, I get yelled at." And then my wife would go on the plenty slots and win like $400, and then we'd be back up, and then I say, "Okay, I won't gamble anymore." That of course started my wife through going through a journey of gambling. Because like I think like this past week she won like about maybe $400 again just on video roulette, on
Wow.
roulette, and she was very lucky. I was just sitting there next to her, asleep in the chair, and she kept winning. So I was like, okay, good. So because like now in Vegas you gotta drive to each casino, and you have to pay for parking.
Ew.
So she paid for parking and she's paid for a couple of our food because we had gone to the buffet because a lot of the Vegas experience is going to the buffet. I went to Bacchanal, had
Mm.
a lot of good roasted meats and porks and beefs. Um, I would recommend it, especially the dessert part. They gave us 2 full hours there, and I used all 2 hours, and I was just eating because I was a bit high, you know. Um, I just kept eating and eating and eating and eating, and it was pretty good. So this weekend was pretty good for me. I got to watch Backstreet Boys. I won $6 on some slots that I gave to my wife, uh, and then she got good at roulette, the video roulette, not the machine, not the guy, because she said like if I play roulette with the guy, it's too real. So like, how do you guys have any like degenerate gambling Vegas stories?
Oof. That's the one thing I don't have because it's like casinos for me they're hit or miss. I strangely enough do really well with scratch offs because there were a couple times where I've actually bought like $5 scratch offs and I've won like $500. So my luck is better there. With machines, no, sometimes I don't have the patience for that. But if I'm there, it's like that's part of the experience. Like you go to Vegas, you gamble a little bit,
Yeah.
but at least I know well enough, like to well enough to cut myself off. Because yeah, if I lose a certain amount, like over 100 or something, I will be mad, and I don't want to be mad at myself. So I learned
Yeah.
how to pace myself.
There was a UFC this week. I usually bet on UFCs because I usually win because I have a
Mm.
fantasy UFC MMA league, and like
Hmm.
I forgot about it, and I was like, damn it, I should have bet the same things I bet on the league. I would have won actual money. I mean, I do win a little bit, but whatever. I mean, I don't win there, but it's just like sometimes like I let like the gambling bug get into me, and I'm like, dang, I should have. And
So
yeah,
I have not been to Vegas as an adult, but my parents got married in Vegas, and we stayed at
Oh,
the Excalibur. So I don't have too many memories, but I remember thinking the castle was cool as a kid.
yeah,
And
and
then,
it's cool as an adult. There's a Dairy Queen downstairs.
yeah, we stayed at Resorts World this time, and I'm gonna say I had a very good time. Go to Resorts World. It's a Hilton. It's a Hilton hotel. Use your Hilton points. I am not sponsored by Hilton or by the Resorts World, but please go there. Also, go to Bacchanal. It's a very good buffet. Also, if you are feeling about going somewhere in Chinatown, there's a ramen place called um, Ramen Bros. It's pretty damn good, and I would go there again. They have uh, kokogori, which is like shaved ice, and I enjoyed myself. Um, I'm working on these sponsorships eventually. And
Eventually, indeed.
Yeah.
You can also use Hilton points for the Mandarin Oriental in Vegas, which is one of the nicest places to stay at.
Oh yeah, I sometimes when you stay like in a really nice hotel, it it's kind of feels like you gotta you gotta make it worth it. I remember before I used to like take all the shampoos and lotions and put them in my bag and keep having them reloaded because I felt like this is the good stuff. And you know that was poverty days when it'd be like 10 of us in one room and then like some guys would be sleeping on the floor. Not me. I'm one of the elders, so I I do appreciate a good hotel. I do appreciate part of like the Vegas experience, especially for me coming from California, is that long road trip. For us, it took about 3 hours to get there. So like you know, I just had my Spotify. I was listening to my boy bands list. Sean knows I love the boy bands, and like it's just part of the road trip experience is like you know being able to like see all these like neat things. I didn't take go on do that stuff where I like saw the seven magic mountain rocks thing that people take pictures with because it was so hot this week. It was like 117, so I did not step outside. Besides the
Ooh,
parking
boy.
lots, which are all outside, but like, if there's one thing I do have in common with Joel Lanza, it is his hate of heat and the sun because I do not like the sun. The sun is my enemy. Even though I am a dark complexion man, I do still get a lot of sunburn. So please, people, put on sunblock. It is essential. No matter how dark you are, you're still gonna get burned by the sun.
Correct.
So do you? I know like you guys, some of you guys didn't go to Vegas, but do you guys have any like gambling stories? Or if not, we could talk about road trips because I do love road tripping.
Yeah, I've never been to Vegas. I do have some friends there who have been asking me to visit, so who knows? Maybe I will at some point. But my only gambling experience has been limited to the Fire Emblem Gacha game, so not exactly, um, not exactly extensive experience there. As far as road trips, oh, I've done plenty of those. It would take me a long time to recite all of my road trips from my days as a competitive Irish dancer. Yes, that is a thing I
Oh.
was.
Oh
And
wow, you and Charlotte Flair. Uh,
wait,
that's
seriously?
yes.
Wait,
Whoa.
oh my god, that explains a lot, honestly. And if you aren't in the Irish dance scene, that doesn't make a lot of sense. What I just said, that explains so much. Um, in order to pay for all of the travel we would constantly do, my family helped run one of the vending stands that would sell all the dresses, wigs, tiaras that the girls would all wear, that sort of thing during the competitions. So we were constantly having to drive out to these competitions, even when we didn't necessarily need to be competing in them. So we
How
were
nice.
constantly driving, typically 3 to 6 hours each way every weekend to set up the stand for these competitions. So lots and lots and lots of time on the road from when I was about 5 to 15.
Yeah,
Wow.
you know, as I got older, I hated road trips. I hate road trips less because I take more like when I drive from down in LA to like say San Francisco, or if I'm a maniac, I'll do that full trip all the way to Seattle. Like I like that I take like I go take peas and go look at like monument stuff or take like a little side stopping. I think that's pretty cool because like the restrooms are usually pretty nice. Like there's this restroom at the Madonna. I know I talk about restrooms a lot on here because I do have a dream restroom. But like there's the thing about going onto these like going to like a out of the way hotel and taking a pee into a waterfall. That's pretty cool. Um,
Road tripping is a lot easier nowadays. I mean, nowadays, if I'm on a road trip, I'm in a comfortable sized SUV. I've got my Spotify playlist going for hours, and I've got Google Maps telling me my step-by-step directions,
yeah.
and I've got cruise control, and as opposed to like driving 25 years ago in like a 94 Ford Tempo with a cassette player and
Oh God.
You gotta
a
live with it.
manual windows and a printed out set of MapQuest directions.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
I may be young, but I remember MapQuest.
MapQuest would give you the directions, but sometimes they would be the wrong directions, and you'd be like staring at like a bunch of trees, and it'd say go forward, and like there's nowhere to go. I hated
Right.
MapQuest.
MapQuest told it's like the way was it they gave directions. They would tell you to literally probably drive away from something just for you to get there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
yeah. Those I can't imagine how my parents drove with like they had to map it on an actual map. I
Oh, yeah.
cannot do that stuff. I'm not a cartographer. Like, cause
Nah.
one of my favorite movies is a Goofy movie, right? Big road
Yeah.
trip movie, and like how Max is able to read, and then he tells Goofy the directions, and Goofy just trusts him. I'm like, never trust your kids, never. That's the story of the movie. As an old man now, I watched it. I'm like, don't trust your kids. They're gonna trick you. Pete was
That's
right.
terrible.
So you asked about degenerate gambling stories, and that really will be a pot that we'll have to do another time because I've got way too many of them. But
Oh.
I'll just drop one on here, which was learning a lesson in how sometimes losing can be good.
Okay.
So
Oh.
back in the mid-late 2000s, back when the whole poker on TV boom all hit,
Oh.
and everyone was like organizing their own poker tournaments for their friends and families and all that.
I got my
And
movies.
I got into I mean I knew a lot of people in the scene in Chicago, and so there was stuff going on all over the city, but one place that was always having things, and I have to mention the location just because it adds to the ambiance, is there was a guy who would hold these huge events at a place called the Adventurers Club. Now, if you ever seen like the old like Victorian era lodges where men would go to talk about the safaris that they went on and bring back the relics from the deepest, darkest parts of the jungle.
Oh my.
So
Sorry, no, I'm giggling
Exactly.
because no, because like really, so y'all had poker tournaments in the place that they had around the world in 80 days in.
Exactly.
Is something wrong, Mr. Ventura?
This place,
God.
I kid you not, had in it, among other things, a fully stuffed polar bear taxidermied,
What?
2 fully stuffed grizzly bears taxidermied,
Wow.
Wow.
a full whale penis mounted on a wall, which if you've never seen one of them, it's taller than me, and I'm tall.
That's
So,
terrifying.
nope. The true terrifying part was the little display of actual shrunken heads.
Whoa.
Human heads.
How did you transport back to like 1900s? Did they give you opium or something? Jesus Christ.
Seriously, I'm pretty sure that there was a time portal that you went into to go into this place. And the thing is that it's funny because it was a place that was hiding in plain sight in the middle of like the downtown River North Chicago area, right in the middle of like this bougie gallery district.
See, now I gotta find it.
I don't think it's there anymore. I believe it
Damn it.
closed a few years ago, but it might still be around, at least the pictures of it. But this guy knew someone who worked there or ran the place, and he let him use it after hours. And I'm not kidding when I say there'd be 100, 150 people in the room. some playing tournaments, some just playing regular cash games of poker, and big stakes poker. So one night I'm there, I'm playing a tournament, I lose in horrible, galling fashion, as I always do, because I'm the unluckiest man alive and when it comes to these things. And so I stomp my way off to the CTA station to take the train back to my apartment, and I'm grumbling and swearing the whole time to myself, and I'm like, and then later that night I get a text from a friend of mine who was there, and he's like, were you still there when those guys came? And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, 3 dudes in balaclavas and shotguns busted in
What?
and cleaned the place out.
Whoa.
Or the estimated total was somewhere around 80 to 90,000 in cash.
Oh, cow.
And all I could think was, Jesus Christ, why didn't I think of that? That's a hell of a lot easier way to get money than actually trying to win it.
But you being unlucky saved you.
Exactly. Because I'm the kind of idiot who would have been like, no, you can't have my wallet, and I'd have eaten a shotgun shell.
Right. See?
Yeah, we wouldn't
But
be
you
here
learned
from
an
now.
object lesson.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
This has been very useful. That's I don't think we can top that. I do, man. I want to thank all 4 of you for coming on. I gotta say to Taylor and to Tony, you guys joined the 3-time club, so you are 3-time guests. And Denisha and Sean, you are 2-time guests. But that puts you all in like a rarefied air. Okay, I want to say like thank you guys for coming on to this. Thank you for
Before you call it, I have to ask everyone in here a question, since I've seen so much discussion about it on the internet.
Okay.
Shoot.
Was the show too long?
You know what? All things considered, I would say not, especially for a Saturday. But if it was a Sunday, yes. Because most people have to work.
Yeah, you're also a fool
So-
if you watch the pre-show.
That's another thing. Yeah, you got to pick and choose your battles. And with stuff like that, mostly everybody was probably trying to catch whatever indie shows were going on either before that or after that. So you had to learn. You pretty much had to like pick and choose your own battles. So if you were just trying to marathon wrestling the entire day, that's on you. If you just stuck to the main show, that's fine.
I will say I wasn't watching live. I was busy the day of the show. I was writing a play actually for a 24-hour play festival that day. But when I finally watched it back, it was not too long for me, because when I watched it, this was the card. The Trios Championship match. Then immediately cut to the men's casino match. Then immediately jump to the Swerve Osprey Bucks match. Then the women's casino gauntlet. Then the last 3 matches. I did not watch the TNT title match. I did not watch the
Hurt People match.
I did not watch the Hurt People match. I didn't. Yeah,
I don't
there
know
were
why
matches that I knew I was not interested in, so I just skipped them,
That's
and
smart.
that made it a very enjoyable, very brisk experience for me.
Okay,
on
makes
the
sense.
Hurt People. Why did they rap over the track that had the lyrics on it?
You know what? I don't know. I was talking with somebody about I had a couple friends that were there, and everybody agreed it was definitely like a mic issue, because it made this. It was like whoever did like the levels or whatever, they screwed up so badly, and the only one that was actually close was MVP. And I'm thinking, it's like, yo, y'all are musicians, y'all should know how to operate to a click track. You should know this.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's what
leave
kind
the
of
music
irked
to
me.
Mikey Ruckus, baby. You gotta leave it to Mikey Ruckus.
But it's just the fact it's like Gun knew better. They could have just had the instrumental. You could have just skated on that. But the fact that MVP was the closest one to being like on beat. Just put the mics down. Go
What
home.
show was it that Swerve had the live drummer to his
Revolution.
theme,
It
and they were
sucked.
That was
not
so
with it?
bad. I love Swerve, but I'm like, honey, no.
You either choose drums or you choose the track. You can't combine it unless you're
No,
Linkin
you
Park.
can't.
Um, I do think
Well, you don't want to get cut from Publix. You know what I mean?
yeah, I do think like if you like for me, right? I didn't watch the full show. I watched it like in parts, and then I watched the finish for stuff that I didn't watch, and I think like that's a more sane way for me to watch shows nowadays because I couldn't imagine myself sitting there for 5 hours like I used to. Shout out to you, Sean, for choosing the croissant. Great choice, man.
The
'Cause
croissant
I-
just saved me from 8 hours.
Yeah, because I know like you guys like the food you guys have like at those parties is like pretty good usually. So going for the food is always the choice. And like trying to keep your attention for like I think there was it 4 hours or 5 hours?
The show was 6 hours. The pre-show
hours.
made it 8.
Yeah, it was 6 hours because like since I got it on Prime or whatever, I ended up actually going back to watch it like a couple days ago because I wanted to see the Swerve and Bucks match again,
Yeah.
and I saw what the total was. It was like 6 hours and 52 minutes.
They're so lucky they ran so early in the day. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
Like if
Yeah,
they
that
ran
was-
like at
that was a better
5,
move.
that would have been crazy. But
yeah, that would have been too much.
Because I remember like what was it, those WrestleManias on the network, they would go like way past like 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, and like it'd be midnight in the West Coast, even though and the wrestling was still going on. And like, why? Why am I sitting here? But yeah, because sometimes shows can outlive their use for me, and so like
Yeah.
for me, the show might have been if I watched it live, I would have felt like get on with it, because for me, I don't think matches necessarily have to be pay-per-view matches don't have to be like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. You can have a good like 10-minute match, and that's good enough for pay-per-view. And
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes they do too much, and that's not to say like it's bad, but like sometimes like did we really need all that like 20 more minutes for Okada Omega? Did the gauntlets need to be that long? Like I get
The men's gauntlet, you could tell they were really stretching because they wanted to screw with WWE and Saturday Night's main event.
yeah.
And that was the
Yeah.
one part of the show where it really felt like, okay, you could tell that they're just like really saying stretch.
Because they were doing battle royal spots in there where where two guys were ganging up on one guy trying to dump him over the top rope, and I'm like, this isn't a battle royal. But
Yeah.
guys are just like they're looking for. Okay, they're telling us to go longer. They're telling us to go longer. Okay, where's the finish? Where's the finish? Okay, finish. Whereas the women's one, there was also long too, because there was elongated parts where there were just two women in the ring, and they're having their own like mini matches, and I'm like, okay, well, I mean, it was
How's that work, though?
Hamada. I'm loving that.
Oh,
Hamada stuff. It's so good.
yes. More of
I
that,
want to watch
please.
them beat the shit out of each other constantly.
I want to see.
Correct.
I wanted to see more. I like seeing Sayuri in there and kicking people because she's my, Tony. She's Filipina, so best Filipino wrestler out there.
Yes,
and-
sir.
And I hope she comes back because she's going back to Japan to get surgery. So like that she debuted on the big show. It's pretty telling like about what they have planned for, because they usually if they wanted her like on Ring of Honor, she would have been on Ring of Honor, but that's why Miyu and Yuka were on there, and Persephone, because they didn't have any CMLL girls on the card for All In. So I just think that's
Yeah.
Tell you what, here's a prediction. Shuri, future TBS champ.
maybe.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
yeah, I do think.
I don't think she's beating Monet for the belt. I think they'll just probably have a short reign for it at some point.
As someone with ADHD, I do think that sometimes wrestling is way too long. And even though like I have a hyperfixation on loving pro wrestling, you can't keep me there for 6 hours and like expect me to like come off with the show feeling like good. because I did watch it live while I was in my hotel room because like my wife had the itis after the buffet, so so I was able to watch and like it was pretty cool because I didn't watch everything live, but I got to see enough, and like I made sure to watch the Mox Hangman thing undeterred, and I thought that was really good. And you know sometimes at because sometimes at the end of the show that's that long, you get a crowd that like dies, but the crowd seemed pretty alive by the end. But that might have been also
Yeah.
because they were pretty quiet for Omega and Okada. Let's be honest, they were pretty quiet for that.
Well, yeah, because again, considering how long like everything was, it's like whoever was gonna be in that lead up spot before the main event, it was gonna suffer.
Tony and
I think
Mercedes were
they
so lucky to be
didn't.
before.
I think if they'd put Mercedes and Tony second, I think they would have generated just as much heat because that match was just so well laid out and so well done.
Yeah,
It's an
It was
interesting
so
flip
high.
from the early days of AEW, where the women would constantly have to struggle trying to follow up the elite, and this time it was the elite struggling to follow up the women.
Which
Yeah.
was great.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, 'cause,
As,
like I
as
remember
they should.
in the early days, like that Nyla Rose Chris Statlander match was just sent out to die after Young Bucks versus Omega and Page, and it was brutal. The crowd was just not up for it, and every time, whenever there was the big middle of the card match that was certain to tear the house down, they'd be like, "All right, we need a cool down match. Let's send the women's title match out there," and that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as far longer isn't always better, as my wife tells me all the time. Get your shit in and get out. That's what I gotta say.
Jesus Christ, sir.
I asked it because I've noticed I noticed something in the reactions that I've seen, and that is that while wrestling is obviously something you can enjoy watching all by yourself,
Yeah.
it really is designed to be watched with other people because literally every person I've seen who just categorically is like, show was too long. They watched it all by themselves, usually not live, but either way, they were just all by themselves in a room somewhere. And it's like, yeah, that sounds kind of depressing, and I would be that way too. But it's like everyone who was with people and watched it seems to be like, yeah, it flew by for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw clips of Hangman tapping out, where it was like, Mox tapping out to Hangman from like crowd footage, and you could see like total strangers hugging each other and jumping up and down in the crowd. And, they didn't look tired.
Yeah, because wrestling is supposed to be enjoyed in a communal way, like the live crowd, like and watching with people in the pay-per-view. I mean, I have memories of me doing that with my sibling, my cousins, my friends. We all just like watching wrestling and like going crazy for stuff, and that's like the best way to watch is within a group. And I know a lot of wrestling fans are lonely and watch by themselves. I'm sorry, Tony, but it's like you when you experience that in a group setting, it gives you like a feeling of like, oh, cool, I'm part of a community. We all experience this together, like as a group, and we all like have like our like positives that came from it. When as like
yes, and I get that. I totally understand that. I would just like to also have sex every once in a while, and if I like tell people I watch wrestling, the chances of that go down considerably.
I lucked out.
you gotta wait, man, because like my wife didn't know this until like 3 years in.
Ooh, that's a ballsy move, man.
Yeah, it is.
I made sure to let the missus know right off the bat that this is a thing that I sometimes enjoy to watch, and
she was already dealing with me being a Star Wars guy, a comic book guy, an anime guy.
Oh.
So like throwing like the wrestling on top of it.
I mean, you might as well.
I might as well.
I mean, at that point, once you're 3 years in, if she was okay with the other three things, I mean, what's another?
That's true.
That's true. Like I didn't like throw the wrestling at her. It was kind of like my brother. We're watching wrestling and like, oh, there's wrestling. Because like I don't need to like share everything I like because there's so much. Like,
no, I get that.
Yeah, but you know,
I
sometimes
think
you gotta get it in before you get it in.
The
Boo.
way,
Boo.
okay, the way I might reveal to some of my closest friends that I watch wrestling is that once I'm in a financially stable enough position to do so, I want to like go to a wrestling school, actually learn it, and then I'll invite my friends to a wrestling event, not tell them that I'm wrestling on the card, and then I will lose a brutally violent death match in front of them.
That
That's
is the
excellent.
most long con thing. Yeah,
Like
I approve of
I'll
that.
be like I've thought of the whole like gimmick I would do is that it'd be a luchador thing, and I would lose my mask and get like my head gashed open and strangled over the rope like Moxley, in directly in front of my friends.
Oh yeah, that's very theatrical. I
Traumatize the shit out of them.
See, like you're me getting back into wrestling. It's absolutely tame in comparison to like what you guys were talking about. Because my partner, he was the one that got me back into wrestling via AEW. He was the one that was like showing me clips of Orange Cassidy and MJF. But the thing that got me was him showing me clips of the Acclaimed. That's what did it for me.
I feel like they're gonna be back. It felt like they're gonna be back.
Yeah,
They're
my
not gonna
terrible,
do
terrible
anything.
boy.
They're not gonna do anything with them, so might as well put them back together.
Yeah, but they got to get rid of Billy first.
Yeah.
Boy, I remember people hated them when they debuted. Like that first rap that Max did backstage at the Young Bucks in 2020. Ooh, people
Yeah.
did not like that.
Yeah. I mean, he got better, but if you want to blame anybody for how Max's raps like progressed in like being a bit more transgressive, blame Cody Rhodes because Cody Rhodes was the one that told him to lean into it.
Max will always be a hero just for the rap that he did at Buddy Matthews.
Oh yes.
When you just see Buddy Matthews' soul leave his body for a moment.
I love the one he did on Dark. That was the first one after his suspension, where he opens it with like, "We're the Acclaimed, and we're here to stay. We hope you all feel pretty good today."
But the one he did on Sunny Kiss was just great. Booty butt, booty butt, booty butt. Jeez.
Yeah, we talk about the evolution of AEW and like good thoughts, good feelings, good vibes, and I feel like you guys gave me all that tonight. I do want to like say thank you to all of you again for coming on here. And I know like two of you didn't get to say what you want your rainbow to say because I didn't start that until recently. So like if y'all guys have like any rainbows that you want to throw out, feel free to like tell me what you want your rainbow to say because I want to know what you want your rainbow to say.
Right now I can't think of anything because theoretically I should be in bed right now.
That's a good
Yeah, I'm
one.
gonna be honest. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, see, I know what that means. Doc knows what that means. You're assuming everybody else has had a crash course in Jesus and Marrow.
Yeah,
So that's
but
on you.
that is on me. But like I do like asking people to come up with like imagine a rainbow in the sky comes out with a message from you to the world. Like what message do you want to put out there? That's basically what you want your rainbow to say. Like if you're gonna tag something on a wall with graffiti and you're gonna write like a message.
Mine would be, "This is God. You're right. The other religions are all wrong." If the whole world gets to see that rainbow, that's what it's saying.
That's pretty good, man.
I'm just as fuck the Bucks.
Fuck the Young Bucks.
What? Oh. All right there, Phil.
Hey, you know what? Fuck the Young Bucks is the most legendary PWG chant ever. I gotta put that out there. Taylor,
that's fair.
Taylor knows. Taylor knows how Visita felt about the Young Bucks.
Yes.
Fuck the Young Bucks. Fuck the Young Bucks. Hey, yeah. So again, thank you guys for staying up late. Thank you for I mean, I'm all over the timeline. I got Central States, I got the New York territory, I have the Pacific Northwest, West Coast, Best Coast. That's what I say, because
All right, man.
and I want to say,
all right.
I want to say thank you guys for coming again, and you can come as much as you want, you can come as long as you want to, and you can.
Okay.
See, all right, see. See, it was a nice thing. Then Doc happened.
Thank you for having us, Doc. Though seriously, this has been nice.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, I like having these nice chats, and this is what I like to put out there. And again, thank you, Mr. Tony Khan. Thank you, Mr. Kenneth Omega. Thank you, Matthew and Nicholas. Thank you, Cody Raheem Rhodes, for giving us this company. Thank you, Mr.
All right,
Jericho.
that's it. Why is he ruining a good time?
I still hate billionaires, but at least there's one billionaire who's a wrestling mark. And,
Yeah, eat the rich.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, guys. I really appreciated it.
All right. Y'all have a good night. I gotta crash out.
Good night, y'all.
Good night. Thank you.
Take care.
Yep.